All right. Well, good people. It's your man Ocean, man. We back at it. We about to just get into a little bit of truth and recognition. All right, I don't know you. I'm pretty sure you heard of the Willie Lynch letter and the making of a slave. So we gonna this is something that I've been meaning to get into, but we gonna basically get into a reading of that document, and of course, as we move throughout the document, and I'm gonna break it up in parts. This I'm not gonna do a long ass video about this, but I am definitely gonna, like, I'm gonna do a chapter for chapter. All right, and this is the first chapter. I'm just gonna do chapter one, break it down. Like I said, we're gonna pause it and get into exactly what they saying and see how relevant these things still are today. So I'm about to get straight into chapter one. Thank you for being here. Like, subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. See where we at. So we got going here. Trying to get the thing to work. You feel me? Hold on.
Letter and the Making of a Slave. Read by Ronald Eastwood.
Right,
Contents. Chapter 1. Greetings. Chapter 2. Let's make a slave. Chapter 3. Cardinal Principles for Making a Negro. Chapter 4. The Breaking Process of the African Woman. Chapter 5. The Negro Marriage Unit. Chapter 6. Controlled Language. This speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there. The term lynching is derived from his name. Greetings. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord 1712. First, I should thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still have the oldest methods for control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the...
This nigga say ancient Rome would envy them if this program get implemented. Okay, I just want to make sure this is a diabolical shit right here, nigga. Willie Lynch, come on, man, this is some diabolical shit. Let's get into it.
James River, named for our illustrious king, whose version of the Bible we cherish. I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human beings along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasions. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple of miles back. You are not only losing valuable stock by hangings, you're having uprisings. Slaves are running away.
Pay attention to what's going on. He told him, he said, man, listen, man. I'm smelling dead slaves when I'm coming through here. Already, before I even get on the banks and the shores, I'm already smelling dead slave. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, you losing on a lot of different fronts. You losing in money and you having uprising. So we got a plan for all of this shit.
Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problem.
You see? Now, I definitely got to point out the difference between, you see, Willie Lynch came over here with his shit, but get what? He was on code, though. He said, you know what? Enough about your problems. We ain't come here to talk about, just elaborate on your problems, nigga. We come to fix your problem. That's how we gotta approach situations with amongst ourselves. We good at harping on what we see wrong with our brother, but we gotta start being, promoting some type of resolutions, and you feel me? I know you feel me.
I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if you installed it correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member...
Wait a minute. I almost slipped on that, but I got to make sure you heard what he said, though. He said, my method is foolproof. And if you implement it correctly, you can control your slaves for at least 300 years. If it's implemented correctly. Guess what? That was 1712. This is 2020. And what you going to start to recognize as we do this shit right here, what you going to recognize, and a lot of the shit what he implemented back in 1712, 300 years later, 300 plus years later, this shit is still effective. It's still an effective strategy in dividing us to this day. So that's the whole point of me putting this shit out here.
Of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take them differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes.
I don't want to stop it every 5 seconds. But do you see how diabolical? I just want you to make sure that you follow along in your brain on how diabolical this is, man. This is a diabolical plan that this nigga came over here with that's still effective to this day, man.
These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about it. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status on plantations, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that...
Alright. Now you see what he did then, right? You see what he did then, right? He came through. He took every difference that he could point out between two different niggas. Nigga children, nigga men, however you want to say it. And whatever difference that he could figure out and point out, he used it as a divisive tool. And that's how he ran the shit. We're gonna get deeper.
I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years.
Did you hear that? If they do this shit right, then the whole system gonna feed itself. That's what kind of system that he put in play back then. A system that could feed off itself and stay revolving and stay evolving. So no, we ain't in chains and getting whipped on, and you know what I mean, getting tied to horses and shit and castrated like that. But the methods are evolving, and we still no more closer and in the wealth gap and the status gap. And it was meant to be like that. He came up, even before he came, it was meant to be like that. But then he came with a plan that was so accurate and so detail oriented, but still so simplified that if everybody get on code with this shit, and that's the reason why I'm sitting up here now talking about we need to have a unified message. Because when they find some shit to get on code with, them motherfuckers is on code. And I guess that's what it really come down to it. When I'm sitting over here thinking about it, we gotta find something that we can all be on code with. So that's why I'm pushing the black Jesus movement. I don't know what videos I'm gonna upload first, but I got work. All right, I'm doing work, but I'm pushing the Black Jesus movement. You know, cause that's the only unifying message that I can see that we could probably, you know what I mean. And I know, see, I just want to bring more of my people closer together to realize that we black. You black. Then you black first. Then once you realize what black first is and what it realizes you, then you can act accordingly. But we gotta be black first. You ain't gay first. You ain't no woman first. You ain't no man first. You black first. So that's what we trying. That's what the whole point of this shit. What I'm doing. I can't speak for nobody else. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not acting in accordance with what's pushing our people forward, then you perpetuating the same system that is holding our people back. And like I said, we got the code, man. You see how codified these people are to this day. To this day, they ain't made no big fuss about Harvey Weinstein yet. Because they stayed on code. We don't treat white people the same way we treat black people in the media. This nigga Michael Jackson dead. They made a documentary. They won't even mention the nigga name. Ain't no documentary, nothing. Bill Cosby in jail. So, come on, man.
Maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love.
I'm like trying to let this shit, excuse me, go to the end, right? But it's saying so much shit. I just hope you catching this shit.
Respect and trust only us. Gentlemen,
they want us to respect and trust only them. That's very much a tactic that's still prevalent today. Like, that's how Black Jesus, man. The worst thing, I am gonna admit, the worst thing that ever happened to us was white Jesus, man. When they gave you a God that did not look like you and told you you had to worship him or you were going to hell, man. It's the worst thing that happened, man. So I'm here to wake up some people. Let them know that Black Jesus not only was, but is alive right now. You looking at him. Not only when you look at me, but when you look at yourself. Because he everywhere. And we ain't even gonna go that far into that right now. But trust me, we going there soon. We going there. We going there. Anyway, man, let me get to the end of this. I'm about to wrap this one up, man. And you know, this is gonna, like I said, this is only part one.
Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's Make a Slave by the Black Arcade Liber.
So that was it's only chapter 1, man. And you know, get real heated. It get real heated real fast when it comes to these type of situations. The Willie Lynch shit is very much still, in theory, it's still going on right now to this day, man. And if you take a closer look at the situations that's just happening every day around us, then you ain't gotta look that far. So I just wanted to listen. I just want to get into the language of it. And like I said, the diabolical, systematic, just what they did. It's crazy, man. It's a whole crazy situation. But I'm done. I ain't even going. I'm gonna leave it where it's at right now. I just wanna, you see where we at with it though. So the reason why I gotta do this, because like when I ask myself that question, what would Black Jesus do? I feel strongly about this. So that's why I'm doing that. I don't want to perpetuate no old shit. And I definitely know that if you know Black Jesus, then you can't be oppressed. But a lot of my people are oppressed, and I gotta point out the reason I'm not oppressed. I swear, I feel I got set free. I'm free now. I'm free. I was oppressed. I admit it. But once I seen what I seen, and I got it. So if I seen it, I got to give credit to where credit due at. I got to tell you where I got it from. I ain't no Muslim at all, Jack. So I ain't got nothing against Muslim. I love Muslim. I love my brothers. I love my brothers and my sisters. But I gotta tell you where I got the shit from that set me free. As soon as I get this little situation accordingly. But, bruh, Farrakhan. I listened to the message from Farrakhan. Farrakhan dropping some real powerful knowledge on some whole out there type shit that you gotta see other than what's right in front of you to even imagine and to understand where he went with that and where we going right now with it. But like I said, in order for me to get ready to move into the future, I got to deal with this particular part of the past right now. So if you rocking with me, you rocking with me. I very much appreciate it. This series, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this series out though, and it'll be done. And then we jet propelling after that. I appreciate you for being here, man. It's your people, man. Ocean to go. Like I said, every time you get in here, we're gonna get a dosage of the truth. Like I said, thank you for being here one more time, and we out.